It's properties. Hello. Now we're cooking back in. Into. What's going on, people? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna explore right quick Toneverk style, picking up some other people's ideas. I'm gonna talk about them. I want to talk about it. Let's see what's up. All right. What? What? What's going on? What's cooking? What's cooking? What's cooking? What's cooking? What's cooking, people? Let's do it. It's all good, man. Yeah, well, yeah, thank you, thank you. I'm working on that. That's part of a live. This is part of a set that I'm working on. I just started yesterday, and I didn't write anything today, but I'm basically making this quick video here just to show you a trick that I learned today, which is very, very, very nice to know. I'm trying to get the name of the person who did it. They showed me this. Just because I didn't invent this, and I put it on my Discord. Let me see the name of the. Actually, the name of the channel is Oxen Home. Oxen Home, right here on YouTube. That's awesome. I'm gonna subscribe to him because he's full of knowledge. This is quite awesome what he discovered. I don't know if he discovered it, but I discovered it from him. So I discovered the whole thing from him. It's basically just to show you right quick, what you can do is you can set up triggers with different effects, right? And then you can basically hold the trigger and press to audition it. And when you do that, it whatever you parameter locked on that trigger will trigger completely, right? As a step, like on the whole thing. So I'm going to show you right quick. I did not came up with it, but I want to show it because it's pretty cool. Maybe not everybody knows about that person. I say go watch it. The video is called it's called this one right here, Toneverk DJ Effects, right? Why do I like, because I like the way he approached the whole thing. I wish it's kind of quirky to do it, but let's do it. Let's put I think he does it with the filter folder. With the filter folder, super reverse steel by saturated layer face. Well, we're gonna do it with the low pass filter. And yeah, so let's route everything into it. Number 9, that one too. So so as you can see, okay, so let's say we are on track 9, right? And we're gonna be at page number 1, and we're gonna put that one right there, one step, and then on that one step we're gonna modify it, the cutoff frequency. Yeah, the cutoff frequency. And then we're gonna put some okay, let's do the second one. Okay, so that effect right there, we're gonna add a trigger and we're gonna put it in pre. Okay. So you can do number 9 and set number 9 also to pre. That way you can do this trick really fast. So you can just hold and press yes. And then you turn it off like that. Let's add another effect on this guy right here. It's a little bit too loud. There you go. Oh, what the hell did I do? I turned it off. I think that's what's hard about it, is that you will have to do crazy stuff like this. Trick condition with pre, and then pre on this one. So basically just who is this? Aaron Parties, how you doing, man? He said you need a digitone keys. No, I got some big keys over here, man. I bought me now a 49 key, and this one's slimmer. And I don't know what I'm gonna do about the old one. This one works just as fine. Yeah, it does work just as fine. I can go here and sorry. Yeah, I'm on channel 1, 2. Let me go here. I don't know why, but channel 1. I gotta go channel 1 here. Channel 1 here, and then here we're gonna go channel 2. I like the M Audio one. It's kind of noisy, but it's a cheap keyboard and it does what I want to do. So nothing. The crazy thing about this is that now you can do this. Now the bad thing about this is if you hit no and then hit yes, but if you hit no and then you let it go, oh no, it's still there. So it does work. Okay, so on step 1, I have, let's say that effect, and then I go here, and then I have on this one, which is step 2, I'll do some reduction, a little bit of frozen stuff to it, right? And then I go to trigger and set pre, and this is on the bus lane, right? So if I hit play, you're not gonna hear the effect. But if I hit 2 and yes, yeah, but it's a bad thing when I see what the guy did. You know, I see what the guy did, and it's pretty cool. You know what I rather do? The MPC is not doing anything right now. It's just sometimes I can do this. The only reason why that guy is there. But now I'm waiting. I'm crossing my fingers that, yeah, basically a dust collector. But the good thing about this guy is that it has a lot of MIDI implementation. Like it's like instead of buying an Oxy, right? You can use this pretty much like an Oxy type of stuff. You can stack like infinite amounts of CCs into one knob, and basically control like all the electron boxes. Let's say I wanna control every single electron box, the cutoff filter. I can do it with the MPC with one knob. That's a big thing. That's the cool thing about having an MPC, because the rest of the MPC kind of sucks now. Like it's not like it doesn't compare right now. I used to like, because I was into the trap beat type of stuff, and I was really a lot into the movement of, you know, the beat repeats and all that stuff. But that only takes you so far, and the speed of doing the same things that I do on an electron box compared to doing what I can do on an electron box in a speedy way, I can't do it on the MPC like quickly. It takes time, and it takes a lot of, like, I can you know, I can just go ahead and you know, and do a whole different deal with it right quick. I can recall this stuff. So now everything is back to normal. And the thing that I like is that you can mute stuff really quickly. You know, I love the way it works. Is just the muting and the, you know, the whole thing. I mean, I can go function, and I can add on the digitone. I can just go on the amp, and then I can add everybody delay. You know, that's the cool thing about this one. It has control all. And then these ones have, the big ones, they have their own performance stuff. So I can, yeah, some crazy stuff like that. And then you can go over here, and then you can go to this number 9, and then, you know, I got everything running through here, and then you can just quickly load this guy. I like this one. You go here, and then you send everything. 16 swords. It's track 8. Track 8. Then we go here. And then you can play a lot here, you know. And if you want to get out of there, you just go ahead and pump it back into the main mix, right? Or you can send those to number 9, and on number 9 you can set up a trigger on number 9 and trigger this wetness. Right? And then you can another trigger here. And then you can add another effect. You can copy that. See? And then instead of having it like that, you can just make them like a fill instead of having them going like this all the time. And then you can just copy that, paste it, paste it, paste it, copy, paste, paste, paste. And now I hit fill and that happens. And then what you do is that you can add in between just some regular ones so it goes back to normal. And then now you have an effects block. You see, and you let go and it goes back to normal. I may change here. Yeah. So you can see down here, I'm using the fill on. Okay, so I really don't need the MPC to do the beat repeat at all, like here, because I can do it already over here. Now, one thing I wish the Toneverk had was something like that, like a buffer style effects. That would be great. Just a simple buffer style effect. It doesn't have to be, you know, if the Toneverk had a buffer style effect, you know, to do like it already has one with the degrader, but the degrader doesn't have that much control. Let's give you an example. Let's clear this page. So we're gonna go into the degrader and we're gonna freeze it. So it kind of ratchets the whole thing, but there's not enough control. It's kind of random. So you can always add, like I was doing earlier, you add one trigger. Let me change the screen for you. You can add one trigger here, let's say number 1, and then on that trigger you can go all the way up with the freeze and put 1/8, right? And then go to the trigger and hit fill, let's say a fill. And then you can copy that. And then you can do it on the beginning of each bar, so you can trigger it. But there's the caveat is that with fill, even if you let it go, it's gonna stay on. That's one thing I'm kind of not liking that much. Yeah, it doesn't turn off. It doesn't turn off, so we need a solution for that. So the solution will be, I don't know, maybe throw on the 16th step a reset, basically. So you know, and it works, right? And then you can always add another one. Just copy the first one, you lay it here, and then you will go to the effects and change probably the speed of that. Then you can copy that one and go to the next page and paste it, and then go even harder with that, probably 1/64. You see that? I mean, you can have your glitches like that. It sounds very nice. Now, if you want to be smart about it, you can just turn everything off. Just turn everything off. Everybody shush. You turn everybody off, right? Okay, so you take that beat right there, and let's get out of here. Let's go to track number 2. We're gonna set the single player. We're gonna go and we're gonna sample. We're gonna sample ourselves. Let me see. It's arm. No. I don't want it. Oh my God. Yo, come on. What the hell is this? Why is it recording? Yes, stop recording, man. No, this card. Okay, so we need the threshold to go. We hit yes. And it's only gonna record during play, okay? No, it's not. No, it's not. Hold on. Offend this card. Where the hell is the threshold? Here we go. There you go. So we're gonna arm it, and we don't want to do max 8 seconds. Tuca. Yeah, 16. All right. So let's hit play. No, that's too small. That's too small. That's too small. So that's 1 second, 2, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 5. Okay, 5 seconds, okay? And we're gonna arm it and we're gonna hit play. Okay, so we're gonna check the loop and we're gonna preview. It might not loop perfectly. Oh, it loops perfectly. So hit yes. I wanna assign it to number 2, and then we get out of here, and here we have it. Oh my god. Oh, it's on chord mode. Let me turn off the chords. So we go here, we can add 1, and we can go to amp and set the cutoff. Then we go to trigger and we're gonna do 16 steps, right? And we're gonna copy and then paste, and that's it. And then down here, let's turn it off. And I did this the wrong way, because you want the whole thing. Let's do the whole thing. There you go. 1, and the length is gonna be 64. 64 amp. That's the cool thing about this is that, okay, you see the difference? It recorded exactly. I don't see any difference between that, the original, and the other one. We can add even more. That sounds really nasty right there. Okay, did I take it off? Oh yeah, because number 2 is not on the list. Yeah, but we can always go to the channel. Okay, so what was I gonna do? Well, you can add crazy stuff. You can copy this one and then paste it here. Like I can do that with the also with the same analog rhythm. It's just me showing off that you can do something different and like jump from one thing to another doing something different or whatnot. Um, yeah. So let's mute that one and then. Yeah, that sounds cool, bro. And we can go to the second one. We can go to the source. So I don't know. I think it. I think they're so close. They're so close. And they already announced today. I don't know if you guys know about this. Um, they already announced today that. Yes, thank you, Aaron Parties. Um, they announced today that for some reason. I don't even know if I can do that. Probably. I see a new window over here. They announced today on a Sweetwater video. If you haven't seen it. What? Who the hell is that guy? Electron. They announced today. Let me see if I can find it. Look at that. RIP Electron. Rest in peace. I think it's gonna get better. It's gonna get so much better. People have no idea how much better it's gonna get. And I think for what I've seen, I've been having to shut the hell up now. Now I gotta shut up because they went yeah, I believe they're not done with this machine. I don't know how much percentage it is, but they're not done. One more thing that they did fix, and I appreciate it, and I'm gonna make an order. I know I've been talking about keycaps, and I printed these keycaps that I have right here. They're very nice and everything, but they're not engineered the way they're supposed to. Even, I can pry them from where they at. If I do it hard enough, I can pry them off. And I don't find that to be reliable. I find that that's kind of a weakness on my part to be using these types of keycaps. They're nice. Don't get me wrong, they look cool and everything, but there is something that in the build when you look inside of it. God damn it. Let me show you guys, because we gotta do this. Let me do it again. I wonder that that's why. And also, who knows, but I'm gonna show you right there really closely. You see that latch right there? That latch is very important. And that latch is, I don't believe I can replicate it on the 3D printer. I'm not that good at it. But that's a latch right there. It latches onto the, you know what I mean? It latches onto the box itself. And if you were to turn upside down the electron, the machine, they won't fall off at all. So we went to the website last time I came here, and I was kind of upset at the prices, but I think they heard me. They heard me loud and clear, I guess. I don't know if it was me. Electron SE. And I appreciate that from their part. They're awesome. I think this is gonna change. This whole thing is gonna change. And let me see, cables, back and protection, instruments, sound packs, merch, add-ons. Let me see if I can find the here. Come on. Okay, so they right here. Let me show you. Can you guys still hear me? Here we go. So very nice of them. Last time I came to the website, they changed the prices. Last time I came to the website, it was $96, and I think they still need to calm down a little bit more, because it's the problem with the whole thing is that for sending this to you, they charge you. Let's say I put the analog rhythm MK2 gray. Let's see, gray. That's $58 for the smooth surface ones. So these ones are gonna be smooth surface. They're not gonna have the rubbery feel to them, which means that they're not gonna get sticky. They're not gonna stick to the body of the electron itself. And when you add it to the cart, okay, so they don't have that available. They have the regular ones. When you add it to the cart, and then you're gonna go check out, only to send it to me here in the United States is $29. So it's gonna be a total of $87. So when I finally decide to go ahead and buy their keycaps, the ones that don't have the rubbery texture, I'm gonna buy all of them. Yeah, I'm gonna buy all of them, and at $200 mark is gonna be free. The shipping is free. But I think it's amazing the amount of money that they charge. $30 to send something that is not gonna weigh, not even, that's gonna weigh what? Probably like 6 ounces. So you're gonna send me something with that weighs 6 ounces for $87. I find it kind of ridiculous. But sometimes you gotta pay what you want to get, and I guess I want to have to order them like that. I can't do it this week, and you know it's one of my gripes with the whole thing. But then Electron Sweetwater, let's check it out. Sweetwater. Yeah, I'm gonna put this video on. I watched it earlier. What the hell? Why this thing keeps fucking writing whatever the hell it wants to? Okay. Electron Sweet Water. That was 1 year ago. Oh my god, this fucking search engine. Please. It was just today. Mira para allá. Oh my god, Sweetwater Sound. Come on, man. Okay, right here. So they're gonna add
Hey, what up? I'm Daniel Fisher here from Sweetwater Sound. I'm here with Mario from Electron. We're doing an exciting video today. We're going to take a unison voice from the Form into the new Toneverk polyphonic multi-sampler, and we're going to turn it into an 8-voice synth.
Can you
All right, so Mario, show me what you got.
Yeah, so here we got Electron Toneverk, and
can you hear the sound of the internet?
Toneverk, like Daniel said, is a polyphonic multi-sampler and audio processor. We have 8 audio tracks that can be loaded with different machines, and the device changes depending on which machine is loaded. Today, we're going to be using the auto sampler to multi-sample the Form. And in order to get that playing, we'll load it up into the multiplayer machine. In order for this to work, we have MIDI coming out from Toneverk into the Form, and then audio coming out to the Form into the Toneverk. And we also have MIDI out from the Form so that we could play it polyphonic using the MIDI keyboard on there.
All right, so we'll start with a simple but fat sound. I'm in unison, so I can only play one note at a time. I got all...
Okay, so he says it right here.
Wow, I think about how much work that would have taken me in the 90s when I used to loop for a living. Wow.
Definitely.
Here's the monophonic and the polyphonic. That's great having 8 voices on that.
Definitely.
All right, now I'm going to use a string sound. Again, I'm in unison so that I can use all 4 voices. Okay, so the original monophonic. Okay, now we're going to do something with a gentle, let's do it. Okay, so one more time, the monophonic version. Now, I should specify that right now we're not using any looping on each of the samples. We're just...
So that's the problem. The problem is that, look at his face, it says it all. So the problem is that when you do multi-sample, it doesn't let you loop the end of each. Okay, so if you're playing 4 or 5 sounds at the same time, 4 or 5, how you say that? Let's say a chord, what happens is that, you know, even though they're sampled, each one of them is sampled, is gonna get to a point where it's gonna stop and it doesn't like reloop, or you can't add like a loop section where it will stay on forever when you press the key. It won't stay on forever. So he says it right there, right after they're working. Say very soon is gonna have looping available.
It's recording long 4-second samples, but looping is definitely coming.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be coming shortly.
So now that that sound's in there, we can
Awesome headphones, bro. Those are the same headphones I'm using, bro. That shit sounds good. Those headphones are
use
great.
it like a regular synthesizer. You've got your envelopes and your filters and all that different stuff. So show us like what a filter sweep sounds like.
Yeah,
now, of course, if you want the different filters in this, we could do
Listen, they're doing a great job, and Electron is gonna sweep the competition. I believe it 100%, because you know there's creativity in everything. This machine right here, the MPC. The problem with the MPC is that they found success on their straightforward thinking, right? So this machine, there's only like 2 or 3, probably one way of approaching it, or 2 different ways of approaching it right now. And it's doubling up as the MIDI sequencing on it is beautiful. I can't say nothing wrong about it. But you know, there's some things that can't be done unless you get. People say that Electron is menu divey. This is more menu divey. If you were wanting to do, what we do here on Electron, which is like in a 16 in a one bar loop, you wanna do on your chord progressions, or on your, let's say, arpeggio. You want to take one of the notes of the arpeggio and do something crazy with that one note. You can do that here, not on the MPC. Like, you cannot send that one single note to an effect by itself on the MPC like on Electron. That's why I changed. That's why I changed my mind, because all the music that comes out of here, it sounds the same. It's like, for more like, this is old. This is the old way. This is like older stuff, and I really mean it. I'm not shilling for anybody. I really mean it. I spend money on all this stuff, and I really mean it. This is the old school way. You want to do things old school, you go with this. You want to make 90s boom bap and 2000s reggaeton and stuff like that from that era. This is or trap. You can make trap, straightforward trap, but there's no way you can do all that here, plus way more, because it just lets you tap into stuff that you cannot think with this one. Like, when you give you the tools, the full amount of tools, right? When they give you the tools, and you have the flexibility of the tools being used in different ways. Not here. Here, I cannot parameter lock an effect send, and yeah, I can change I can change that, but I cannot make like a ghost note, like over here. Over here, I'm not gonna save none of this stuff anyways, but let's get a wayfinder right quick. Wayfinder. Let me see if I got waytables now. And this is the other thing. This is very quick. Instruments. Let's get that. Let's get that. Low weight tables. Let's source that. Source. Okay. Let's go here. MIDI. Okay. Okay, so we have that sound, and I'm gonna change it just momentarily. Yeah, now this one has way more bars. This has like 16 bars, I think. Actually, no. Let's recall, and let's change the pattern. There we go. We're in the next pattern, and then we are here. Wayfinder here. Wayfinder, and we gotta get out of here, and we gotta put channel 1. That's the one thing I don't like about this piano. It's very loud. So we're gonna make a little melody here, right? So we're gonna go like this. So let's hit play. Okay. So crazy thing that you can do here is, so you can take this guy right here and go to the source and just and then on that same one I can go and I can add whatever. And then I can do trigger length. So even though it didn't do that much, we're gonna add another one here. And then you can go here and add effects. Where's the effects? Okay. Filter. And then we go to the effects. So only to do that right there, it takes a whole bunch of time on the MPC to get that done. Here we're gonna go to oscillator tune. So to do that on the MPC is very hard. Yeah, it's very hard to do. Like, you can do it, but it's very difficult. Like, it's very difficult. Like, you can do the tune, you can change the tune per step, but you cannot like add modulation to that one single step only. And on top of that, you can audition it, and then you know how it sounds like. And then you can keep that. Yeah, you can go really crazy with all this stuff, bro. I'm serious. Yeah. No, I don't want to save that. I want to go project. I'm gonna load. Yes, we're gonna load that, and we're gonna go back to the beginning. Yeah, we're back to normal. So I think that's it, man. Yeah, the workflow is working just perfectly. I think they're gonna hit it really nice on the nail here with the Toneverk. I'm really glad that the whole setup is working. I hope they work on the program change stuff. Right now, let's copy this pattern, and then let's go to pattern number 2. All right, just to see. Let's paste it. Okay, so this 16, okay? You see, there's still a freaking problem here. I don't know how am I gonna fix this? Because it doesn't stay like where it's supposed to stay at. Let me think. I'm trying to think. So probably if I get the MIDI through from this guy, it'll probably fix it. Let me see. Yeah, now it's working perfectly. Let's go back. Yeah, there you go, man. It works. It works. It works all the way. So what I gotta do is make sure that it doesn't get any communication from the Toneverk, which is funny though. But yeah, it is what it is. I can't. It still still need to work with this thing, and I know that if they do it and it works like all these boxes work together the same way, and if you make the Toneverk like, because it's gonna be a problem. Listen, this is the thing, for those who are listening, if you don't fix the program change on the Toneverk to be perfectly in sync with all the Electron boxes, what is gonna happen is as soon as you add buffer style, and this is the same thing with all the boxes that I have ever used, when you start using buffer effects that have a buffer on them, if you don't make the Toneverk, let's say you make the Toneverk have no repeats style, not a no repeat, like a loop repeat type of thing, to do like DJ style retriggering, or like a flex beat or a gross beat type of thing. If you do that, if you don't do it like that, what's gonna happen is that when you use those effects, even though you're getting your audio through your Toneverk, it's not gonna loop in sync. So that's a big deal. They have to fix it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they know more than I do. But well, for what I've seen, it happened. It happens with the MPC. If I put the MPC at the end of the change, it cannot do this. It cannot do that. This. If I put the MPC at the end of the chain, what's gonna happen is that it doesn't loop exactly at the loop points, and it throws off the whole beat. And I'm afraid that that's what could happen here in the future. So yeah, well, I have reached the end of the night. I thought I wasn't gonna be here so long. I always said I'm not gonna stay long, and I keep running my mouth all night long, so that's the way I am, I guess. This is a very interesting workflow, and they could do, man, look, if they do this thing, let me see, I'm gonna put, if they do this thing right here, we're right there. Yes. If they do, and I'm liking the workflow with it. If they do this this idea, right here. That you put this conditions here, and then you can do wild things with these conditions here. Like, do we have a filter? Do we have let's see, filter. No, they don't have, it doesn't have it. You will need an effects. Okay, so we'll get an effects. We got a filter folder, some crazy shit like this. All right, and then we get a filter folder. Filter high pass. Let's see. So that's cool because you can do a normal. So that's pretty cool right there that you can do that, or you can use a fill to do that. And then you can do ghost notes. Let's say on this one, then we're gonna do a trigger fill, trigger fill. So that's crazy right there. Like, I can take these 3 and copy them, then paste, then paste, then paste, and that's gonna give me a really weird thing. And then I can go to meta and then frequency, and then I can go really, let's go 64, 128. Yeah, some weird stuff you can do weird stuff like that. Let me see if we can keep this one. Yeah, actually you can do it per track. And then on track 9, we're just gonna have 16 steps so we don't get all freaked out, right? And we can do something crazy with this. Let's try something different. Let's put a square. Let's go all the way 32. And let's put some 64 here, just to be on the safe side. Meta. And then we can do it to fill. So if we put, I wonder what happens if I put this one. Ah, there you go. That's the one right there. And we can copy this one and paste it over here. Okay, that's pretty awesome right there. Let's lower it. And we can add a second effect. This effect I like a lot, chrono pitch. So you can do that. You can have stutter effects is cool. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's why I like it a lot. But this time, instead of a stirring, I'm using like and then you can send it. Where is it? Let's say yeah, low pass filter like DJ style. But I'm not doing it right. Yeah, let's do it really fast. It's like like special effects and stuff like that. So, it's not that all the music is gonna be like that, but if you were gonna implement something like this in your song in a specific part, the machine has the capability to give you that. It's not that like you wanna make, because when I make music, I don't make fills every 5 seconds, stutters every 2 minutes. I'm doing that during the live stream. Yeah, just to show. That's what I've been doing here for a while now. It's just to show the capability of the machine and how we can expand to different places. But when I make music, I try not to do it so much. It's just to understand it and to understand it and to see the approach that this machine can have. I cannot do that with the MPC. None of this stuff like that. Um, with the MPC, the drums, yeah, I can achieve the drum style, but um, there's things like I can just out of nowhere just loop. Like I can put a fill and loop one of the samples just because, you know what I mean? So those type of things is let's let's do it with the snare. So I go with the snare. I go with the snare and I go to sample. You see that? It's like a stutter, but and then I can just and do reverse it. All right, I'm out of here. I'm out of here, guys. I'm not gonna destroy my song. I'm working on this one, and I really don't want I really don't want to mess it up. So I'll keep working on my live setup, on my live, whatever live thing this is called. Right now, the main brain of the MIDI program changes and everything is the Digitone 1, which is working perfectly, and then the rest of the guys are the slave, and that's it. And I gotta go to work, and then I will not wake up in the morning. So Electron is gonna put a big dent on the machine world with this guy right here and with the other boxes. When people finally realize what the capabilities of these machines are, believe me, they're gonna come flocking in. And yeah, a lot of people say the price point is high. Yeah, the price point is high, but I can knock out somebody with this box. I just hit him over the head and that's it. You can knock out somebody. The construction, material, everything is just top notch. I love the QWERTY style, the style. I love it. I love it. I can't get enough. And this is another thing, you know. Yeah, I love it, man. I can't get enough. So yeah, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm taking too much. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh. See you next time, boys and girls, and whoever else is watching. I know it's late at night, but let's keep rock and rolling. All right, good night, yo.